Like, if you're probably there, that's probably where I'm at too. I'm asking a bunch of questions beyond that, right? But then you also have to
Hmm.
think about it this way. While it might be good enough for you to be okay, no, I'm not saying you specifically, just the general sense you. While it might be good enough, good enough for you, the general sense you, to be okay with, like, well, it's okay for me to base my life on a certain amount of logic and truth that I've discovered, and a certain amount of stuff that, like, I take for granted as part of my daily life. I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with that. Maybe like even just a little bit of spirituality, or maybe just I don't know, or whatever. The real question is, once you've determined that truth is really, really important, you actually have to flip the question around, which is, it's not about whether you're okay with a certain amount of truth and spirituality and religiosity. It's now about whether the person who injected the truth into the universe, and therefore into your heart, as per what I referenced before, whether they think you're doing enough. It's now out of your hand, right? You don't get to ask the question of, hey, is this good enough for me? Am I satisfied with the answer? Now you have to answer to something bigger than yourself and say, am I answering to that, whatever that is?
But like, yeah, 100% in terms of like like are like the kind of it's almost like your conscious kind of like speaking to you, like, are you doing enough? Are you kind of putting the work in, all this kind of stuff, like holding yourself accountable,
Yeah.
accountability, like that whole aspect. And I think in terms of like like pursuing the truth, like I said, that there's multiple different dynamics, different avenues, or different lifestyles, different careers that we can kind of apply that to and say, like, that's pretty much what they're trying to do. But then there's the whole kind of like dynamic of like, and this is why your AI can get very dangerous and all this stuff. Like, I could type into AI right now, like, tell me the recipe to some illicit drug or substance,
Hmm.
in the style of a Shakespearean play, and it will
Right.
literally be able to do that. The reason why I bring that up is because in terms of state secrets, like for example, like there's certain physics that if we were to like write down on screen here, or on write down a piece of paper, just have a conversation, me and you, privately, that's technically breaking state secrets. Where all of a sudden you cannot pursue that line of truth. You cannot pursue that level of technology, because essentially it's that dangerous, because you could be giving it to enemies, and the whole a place goes kaboom, essentially. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? The whole Iranian talks and all this kind of stuff that we see
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
modern day politics, you know. So it's, to me, like, I would say that it's our duty to pursue the truth wherever it takes us. And if there is that level of, I think it's like called like to be able to conquer gravity, essentially, like 0 point energy. I think it's being phrased in a lot of different circles. To have that level of power, like we're talking about, even something the size of this mug, like could literally like wipe out all the oceans. It'd be that
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's why it's like like not only did nuclear give us like a great energy source, but it also gave us weaponry that can like wipe out like civilizations and make that surrounding land unlivable for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's great power in it. There's great danger in it. You can very dangerously follow certain things. You can be blinded. You can blind yourself. Like, yeah, it's yeah, I know I
And
can't say
like,
much more beyond that, because that's where I'm at too, man. I'm trying to figure it out too.
but like this is why I say like that, even, you know, like having debates against people you might not necessarily have the same worldview as is an important thing, is because like all of this, like kind of like this whole like line and avenue that I've been pursuing for say 7 or 8 months at this stage. I think it was like about 7 or 8 months ago I had the debate with Jim Bob. And
Yeah.
like I said there, it's like you're going down to the core, the very kind of like
Hmm.
seed of the
Yeah.
tree, and trying to build up from there. And like I say,
Yeah.
it sounds like a simple question: what is truth? And then you're like, oh shit, how would I find this? Like what I'm with at the moment is, truth is what is. I know that's like a very
Yeah.
short way to define it, but being able to kind of branch out from there in terms of like, truth is what reality is, and then being
Yeah.
able to kind of, okay, what is reality, and then build from there, kind of thing. But it's yeah, like getting down to the core element of it. It almost, it's kind of like a drug in a way, because like it changes the way you think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How we kind of like go through things, because both sides political spectrum, like I would say, like there's a huge epidemic of like NPCs, people that just like believe whatever their team is. If they're
Yeah.
Democrats, whatever the Democrats say is true, and whatever the Republicans say is wrong. And it's like, no, we need to be able to objectively look at a system, a story, or whatever way you want to phrase it, and kind of say, okay, here's all the facts, and then line up and say, well, they said this, but the fact is this, which means that's wrong. And then you just basically take out all the false information, and then what's left, which should be the objective case.